What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Forever Stranded Lost Souls. Oh yeah, guys. So I think today what I want to do to start off with is I want to get a way to expand our base. So currently we got this little ember guy outside with all the particles that I tried killing last time and had no success doing. This guy can track me through the walls. He knows exactly where I am. And yeah, he has great pathfinding. So like last episode, for instance, we tried to run far away from it and it went into our branch mine, found the tunnel that I was in and came right to me. Kind of a problem. So I think what we're going to end up doing here is I would like to make a ladder and build all the way up into the nether ceiling as high up as we can go. I want that ladder to be enclosed, so we'll probably poke a hole right here and then do like a little blocks on all four sides or whatever so nothing else can get in there, and then we'll dig straight up to the nether ceiling. That will allow us to have a nice safe place. First of all, it'll prevent other monsters from following us, and so other monsters, they can't get up there since we'll be, I don't know, like I want to say 100 blocks, but we'll be closer to 70 blocks, 80 blocks above them. They'll despawn eventually and then we won't have to worry about them anymore. So yeah, when we get, you know, blazing juggernauts or something, we have a place to go just to hang out and let them go away. That might also turn into our permanent base. Down here just doesn't feel too safe. We have lots of open areas and caves and so on. If we go all the way up there and we dig out a spot, we can slab the entire floor, make it nice and safe and secure, and nothing should be able to spawn unless there's special spawning rules for some of these monsters that I don't know about. But I kind of feel like that's what I want to do at this point. We should have plenty of cobblestone remaining where we can turn those into slabs and just cobblestone slab out everything and prevent spawns. So yeah, the very first thing we're gonna have to do is make ladders because we're gonna have to climb up, and ladders are the best choice. We have lots of sticks in order to do that with, so I'll just go ahead and place those guys back there. We only need what, like 100 ladders, like a little over a stack and a half. I don't know, something along those lines. Nothing too crazy. And there's 54 of them. What is this going to give us? That'll give us 64 plus 17. That should probably take us most of the way. I'm not sure exactly how many we need, but yeah, we'll just go with that for now. Okay, so our particly friend right there is just going to hang out. I don't know if that guy has access to the top of the ship from here or not, but we'll just... Oh, those are weird looking ladders. Those are primal core. Huh, I wonder if those are... Whoa, okay, so just looking up and down makes you go up and down on the ladder. That's new. So break that. Break that. We can kind of see outside at this point. All right, so now I'm going to want to grab some cobblestone just to kind of secure that in there. I don't want anything else being able to get into our ladder area. Grab some double compressed. That'll turn into a few stacks of regular cobble. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's get those off the bar, and I'll put those in my offhand here. Am I going to be able to... Okay. It's going to be kind of awkward. Okay, I got to press shift to make it not do anything. Okay, we want to go up. Whoa, okay. So that was another one of those particly guys right there that was able to see me, and it dropped an iron helmet with blast protection. You know what? That's a better helmet than what we currently have, so that's kind of cool. I will take it. Now, I don't know how many more of these guys are out there. It sounds like there's a pigment close and something else, so we'll see. Oh yeah, there's definitely a pigment right there. What is preventing me from placing a ladder? Great. Exactly what I wanted. Okay. Well, I'll tell you guys what. It's going to be a little bit of me digging up there to try and secure it and do the netherrack, or I guess place the cobblestone and then punch through the netherrack. Let me go ahead and do most of this groundwork off camera. If we run into anything interesting, I'll show you guys that, but we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I've been spending a little bit of time here getting some things going on. We got a ladder that goes all the way up, and this thing gives you some momentum going up when you're looking up. If you look down or you look sideways, you don't go up as fast. But yeah, if you look straight up, like it gets you going really fast all the way to the top. So I dug out a little room here where you can see we're at the flat bedrock ceiling. I did make this, I think it's 6. I wanted 5 blocks of space, so it's like 5.5 blocks tall, I think is what it is, because of the slabs here. I wanted 5 blocks of space, and then I wanted us to be able to put a ceiling block up there, so I guess that is 6.5 right now. So yeah, this is what we got, and we have everything slabbed out. There's these I'm sorry, there's these ores here. I was gonna say blocks, but I said box. There's these ores here, which we cannot mine. It does require 18 gathering. So I've been leveling up our gathering a little bit here. I gave 2 points to it. It does require 9 levels per. But getting the gathering up will allow us to move on to Tinker's hammers, which is going to be really good. Now, we do have vein mining, so we don't necessarily need the hammer. The problem is that the vein mine, like, you open up an area really large and there's no specific size or shape to it. So I'd rather have a hammer where I know I'm doing 3x3 every time I mine. That'll be easier for us to, like, digging out this area. But I kind of feel like this is where we're going to move our base to. Where we're at right now, there's a lot of open space and a lot of spawnable space for monsters to spawn. We keep having to deal with blazing juggernauts. We keep having to deal with those other monsters, the ember things, gas and such and so on, enderman. I think if we move all of our stuff here, there's not really any spawnable space. I haven't seen any mobs spawning up here. I've heard ghasts, but you can hear those things for like forever away, right? So I think this is probably gonna be a good idea for us to move our stuff up here so we have a nice peaceful area to work, and as we need room, we can expand out. Oh, that's kind of cool. Made like a little weird pattern there. Yeah, I was looking up at the bedrock up here and I was seeing like these little U-shaped things. And I think it was like closer over here. Yeah, there's like a bunch of those like back to back. Anyway, I guess that's just with the way the random rotation of the textures are. Anyway, so we are, yeah, we have a nice space here. We are able to get away from all the monsters down below. I would like to move our creosote, our coke oven up here so we can deal with that in peace. We'll start wanting to collect the creosote so we can make our windmills and so on, right? Where it is right now, it's still kind of out in the open where we can go out there and be okay, but we're not going to be okay for forever, right? So yeah, these ladders, unfortunately, you can't go fast down as far as I know. There might be some trick to do it, but I don't know how to do it. I was trying with an empty hand, pressing shift, clicking, etc. I couldn't figure out how to make it go down faster. I see there is a blazing juggernaut right there. Dang, just the guys we're trying to avoid. Got one right over there. But yeah, we are going to need a few more levels like I was talking about so we can get our gathering up so we can make ourselves a hammer and then eventually be able to mine that ore that's up there. So yeah, that's another thing that we're going to be looking at. So maybe I should try and fight this blazing juggernaut. Yeah, but I also want to try and get our coke oven upstairs. You know what? I'll probably just hang out up here, let that thing despawn, come back down. Hopefully we'll have better luck with no mobs down there in a little bit, and then we'll be able to freely move that thing. I think that's what we're going to do. Now, we also were looking at our quest book here. We were trying to make that, the creosote, so we could start making this windmill from immersive engineering. This requires a lot of treated planks, treated wood, and so on. So yeah, that'll definitely be able to help us out with that. I don't know if we have access to any kind of like fluid storage other than that one nether tank thing. Can we do like drums from extra utilities? Does this require, that requires magic. Okay, so we cannot make those yet. Our magic is still pretty low. What about a tank? Some kind of a tank here. Ender tank has no restriction. Does require us to have a cauldron, blaze rods, obsidian, ender pearl. That might be a little too expensive for us at this point in the game. Quantum tank. You know what? Why would you want anything else besides a quantum tank? This does require 19 building, but this holds like unlimited. Well, there's a limit. It's like a deep storage for fluids. So that's definitely a thing that I am interested in. Infinity tank. What is this? That requires blocks of iron and a fluid core. Oh, that's expensive. Okay, we cannot do that. The tank from Nether Utils was all right. This only holds 4 buckets, which is not a whole lot. A black hole tank that requires a lot of skills that we do not have. Anything else? A portable tank. Portable tank requires some things, a glass, and then ironwood. You can get from the Twilight Forest. Is there a way to get ironwood that I don't know about? Iron, gold, live root. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that. That does require an iron ingot, iron wood ingot. I guess we could make sear tanks. Those can move fluids around. What other things would we have here? Chisel fluid and bits, fluid vessel. I don't even know how much that holds, or if you pick it up and then like it contains the fluids. Certus quartz tank. Yeah, we don't have access to that yet, I don't think. Rain tank. We might just have to bucket the stuff around. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many things that we can do at this point in time, unfortunately. There might be some other type of fluid storage that I'm not aware of. I'll go through JEI real quick, see if there's anything else, but it kind of feels like we're going to have to do it one bucket at a time. Be right back, guys. All right, guys, so at this time, it doesn't look like we're really going to be able to do a tank like I was talking about, so we need to do something with the creosote oil that's in this coke oven here. I'll go and take the coal out and the existing coal coke. I think we should be safe from monsters nearby. That fire keeps freaking me out, though. So yeah, we'll go ahead and place down a crafting table here, and we'll get some planks going. 32 should be enough. 32 logs, I guess I should say. So then we'll do a bucket of creosote. We'll grab some like so. And then all we gotta do is throw it into the crafting table with planks around it, and there's some treated wood. Perfect. So we can do this 11 more times. Yeah, we have 10 more buckets of creosote in here. Once we're able to start storing this stuff into like a drum or whatever, this will make life so much easier. But for right now, yeah, we have to do it this way. Well, that's weird that I shift clicked it into the output slot. I didn't know you could do that. Anyway, I'll go ahead and create all this treated wood, and then we can look at making our sails, or the wind turbine, the windmill thing. Anyway, we'll create that. We'll be back, guys. All right, guys, so we made a whole lot of treated wood here. We have a stack and a half of the stuff, which is pretty good. Now, in order to make this windmill, we need to have 8 of these windmill blades, which means we need 4 times 8, so 32 treated sticks, and 3 times 8, 24 treated wood planks. So let's make the half a stack of treated wood sticks first of all. That's weird. Okay, so is that enough? Yeah, so there we go. There's that. And then we need 24 of the... That is wrong. Treated wood planks. Is that right? No, we already have treated wood planks. What am I doing? I made a vertical pair of planks. Can I turn those back? Oh, okay, so we can keep crafting these. There they go. Okay, and then we just need 8 more. Okay, so that should be what we need here. So we need this. Well, let's do this. Oh my goodness. Double clicked. All right, so there's that, and then we need these. And there's our windmill blades, and it looks like we do meet the requirements for all of that. So there's 8 of those. And then we do need to get ourselves 1 iron ingot in order to complete this craft. So let's grab one of those. Cool. So now we should be able to make this windmill blade. And there it is. That completes the quest. Very good. Quest complete, windmill. Ah, yeah. All right. So it says place a windmill on your axle with a gearbox. It will start to turn. You can then place a mill or any other block that needs power to work. So I don't know how big this windmill is. It might be big, and we might have to make the area bigger for this thing. We'll probably put it upstairs where we made our safer area. And if it is too big, we'll probably have to dig out an area big enough for it and then slab underneath it to prevent other monsters from spawning. So the choice reward, loot chest or a chance cube. Of course, we're doing the loot chest because you don't do chance cubes in these packs. Let's be honest. Magenta runic dust. That's awesome. With this stuff, you can... Oh, you can't do anything unless you have magic. Okay. Well, it's not that cool then. Anyway, let's move on. So windmill, we have to place this on an axle with a gearbox. And I think I put the gearboxes over here. Or maybe I put them in our other chest back here. I don't remember. Ah, gearbox, wooden gearbox. Okay, so we'll do both of those. And mushrooms. Grab that. Did this other one spread? No. And I don't think we ever put a mushroom in that place. Just check these other ones while we're doing a little bit of our mushrooming at the moment. Nope, I think that was the only one. Okay. Well, we got ourselves an extra red mushroom. Our supply's been getting bigger and bigger now. We're up to 12 browns and 19 reds, which is fine. I don't know how much more of those we're going to need, but when we need them in the future, we're definitely going to have them. Okay, so that should be everything. And then it said we needed a saw attached to that in order to be powered. So I think we should be pretty good to go. Now, I would like to see how big this windmill is. Hopefully, we'll be able to place it without too much fussing around. Is this going to be big enough? I don't know. It said we had to place it on axle. So if I place an axle like that, okay, it looks like this. Now, can I place a windmill on there? It says I can place it, but it looks like it is touching. Yeah, how much further down are we going to have to go here? 2 blocks? Okay, so I don't know if that's going to be able to freely turn. I don't really know how these things work. Do they just turn automatically, or does it need a gearbox to start turning? Like, how does this work? Okay, let's try putting a gearbox here and see what it does. Not turning. Will it turn if I remove these? Oh. Will it move if I remove these blocks here, or is there other stuff that we need in order for this to work? Oh, I might need to go out one more over here. It's not turning. It might be that I need to remove more blocks on the front and the back. Yeah, I honestly don't know how these things work. I should probably look up and see. Well, you know what? This is the immersive engineering one. We should be able to see. Oh, that is really tiny text. Okay, so we want simple machines, power wires, generator. So we want basic wiring, power generation. That's the water wheel. That's the windmill. The windmill is a free and easy way of generating power, albeit it's not a very powerful one. Its speed depends on the space in front of it, and with its kinetic output reduced greatly if the airflow is obscured. Additionally, weather conditions like rain and thunderstorms result in stronger wind and increased rotational speed. Okay, so it says it's based on the amount of blocks in front of it. So we're going to have to chop out some of these blocks in order for it to go. Yeah, I honestly don't know how this works. Maybe I'll have to do a little bit more research on this thing. Okay, maybe some... Oh, I can't break that block. That's going to be a problem. Hopefully that won't be an issue. Oh, it does look like we have to go down at least one more block as well. Didn't realize that was still touching down there. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now we got it. Okay, so we do in fact have an axle going into a gearbox, and we have a windmill going. That's pretty cool. Am I able to put slabs down here, or is that going to obscure it? That obscures it. So we have to go down at least one more block to put our slabs. Oh my goodness. So how much further down are we going? So that's 1, 2, 3 blocks lower than where I thought we needed to be. Okay. Well, that should let this thing continue going again, I think, right? Or does that need to update? No. Okay, there it goes. All right. So we figured something out here anyway. We want to make sure we get, we want to make sure we get this all slabbed. Let me get rid of these things. There we go. Yeah, okay. I don't think anything else is going to obstruct this thing. All right, now we got to figure out how we get out of here. And one more. There we go. All right, so let's make some more netherrack. Well, I guess we have some on us, but we make some more netherrack here so we can fill in our holes. And we want to make sure everything is not spawnable. Get rid of this. We'll have to put like ladders or something in there. If we fall in there, that's going to be annoying to have to get out every single time. I also want to get rid of that block there. Okay, so we are spinning. So I don't know how these gearboxes work. Can I just put an axle directly off that gearbox? And does that transmit the power like sideways? That thing looks like it's going and oop, I fell down. So that looks like it's doing something. Well, it connects anyway. I'm not gonna be able to get out of here again. Dang it, this is gonna be really annoying. I definitely need to get ladders down here. Okay, do I do that into another gearbox and then put the saw like on that gearbox? Like, how does this work? If I put you here, it doesn't look like that is doing anything, does it? Okay. So if that doesn't do anything, if we put the saw on there, does it get power from there? Or does the saw have to be directly touching the gearbox? How does that work? That doesn't look like anything's happening here either. Okay, you know what? We're just going to break some of this netherrack here since this is a really awkward thing to work with. Okay, so we do that and that. What about behind? It doesn't look like this has any faces on it. So if I put this saw here, nothing. I might have to face that so it's touching the gearbox itself. All right, so if I put wood in front of it, is this doing anything? It doesn't appear like it's doing anything. Okay, so we try another thing here. Trial and error time. If I put this here, and then I put the saw on that. Right. Does this windmill have to be touching the gearbox directly and then the axle goes off that? I don't know how this works. If I get rid of this, what happens? It looks like that's still turning. If I put the saw on there. Okay, well, the saw blew up, so you don't do that. We know that for sure. That's a fact. Whoops. All right, guys, so I've been messing around with this better than mods thing for a little while now. We're actually in a test world. I'm trying to recreate what we have set up in our regular world, and it seems to be working here, but it's not working in our regular world, and I can't figure out why. So we have our windmill, we have an axle, we need to give it a gearbox so we can transfer that power other ways. You can move this gearbox by shift right-clicking on it or just right-clicking on one of the two. Same thing with the axle, apparently. So we want this. So the arrows point to the input, right? And then from there, we can take things off. Now, at this point, just putting the power into the gearbox, this every single time in our regular world makes the gearbox turn into a broken gearbox. I don't understand what the deal is. I saw that you can use a lever, and the lever will prevent it from sending power. So like we can come back here, throw a lever on there. And it looks like everything's still the same, but like if we put an axle coming off this, it won't do anything. Yeah, the lever will send the power or stop the power. But everything seems to be working correctly here. And this is pretty much the same way I have it set up in the other world. And if we throw a saw on here, the saw gets power. Yeah, I can't figure this out because we have the windmill going into the axle going into the gearbox. And as soon as we have power going from the axle to the gearbox, this thing breaks. It seems like a pretty simple, straightforward thing. I'm gonna go back into the other world and try it out, but yeah, I did some testing here in creative because I got tired of having to rebuild these gearboxes. You have to craft a broken one with 2 of the gears, and that gets a little tedious after a while. All right, guys, now we're back in our regular world here. It's the same kind of a setup, right? We have our windmill. I just broke it and replaced it and put a new axle there. Not that like the axle's been messing with anything, but yeah, we see we got broken gearboxes here. Let's go craft up replacement gears. So the uses for this show that we can do that with 2 wooden gears to make it back. So let's make 4 more of those and we'll go ahead and craft both of our gearboxes back to normal ones. Okay, so we'll place those right here. Now we saw that if I right clicked it, so the arrows were in the spot they're supposed to be, everything was fine. Whoops. And see, immediately, for whatever reason, that just makes this thing break. I don't understand what is different about this than what was in our other world there in the creative world. Yeah, I really don't get it. All right, guys. Well, I figured out how to get it working. I'm not really sure why it wasn't working, though. It was 2 blocks higher. Yeah, I noticed in our test world, when I was looking directly at the gearbox, we were at Y119. And when I was in this world, we're at like Y21. Anyway, I lowered it down 2 blocks. I reset up everything. And now we got ourselves a working saw. I did lower the floor down. You can see how much more I've lowered this down 3 more blocks. And then, yeah, we had to bring this down a little bit. I might lower the floor enough so this windmill spins freely and we don't have like this hole in the floor. But the more down we go, the more problems we're gonna have with running into these ores and stuff that we cannot mine. Yeah. Anyway, I guess that we'll just have to work around that for now. But it does look like we have a working saw. So we can also put more gearboxes on the axle here, split off the power, and power more machines like that. So our other machine that we're using the hand crank on before, whatever that was, I forget the name of it, that machine we can power directly off this windmill too. Now how this thing works in an enclosed room with no wind doesn't matter, as long as this is just powering things. So now we should be able to take oak wood, place that here, yep, and then stuff happens. So we're gonna probably want some kind of a hopper or whatever so we don't have to get near this thing. Apparently this does 2 hearts of damage if you stand in front of it. You can also use this for like mob grinding, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, putting a log in there, we get oak bark, we get some sawdust. I don't know what the uses are for that. I'm sure it's probably got some pretty good uses, different things. All right. Sawdust, we can get some planks out of it. And you can also put planks in front of this thing. And then we can finally get ourselves this oak wood siding that we've been needing. Apparently the siding, oh, that's kind of cool. It's like the, yeah, that's like Red Power's multi-part block kind of looking thing. The siding you can place in front of it and it will chop it into other pieces. So then we get oak wood molding. And finally you can place those in front of it. And then you get, what are these things called? The oak wood corner. So yeah, there's a few different pieces of wood that we can get from this saw, which is really nice. I guess the hard part is going to be getting gearboxes running around and getting the mechanical power outputting to different various sides so we can do things with it. Yeah, so I'll have to end up making a few more of these gearboxes. We'll bring up our machine from down below, which we're having to use the hand crank for. And then, yeah, we'll move on, guys. Alright guys, so I went ahead and made a few more axles here and some more gearboxes, and we kind of ran this thing in a better way. So our power is coming into this gearbox here. We're bringing it down to this gearbox so we can send the power over this way, right? This particular machine, the millstone, has to have the power from the bottom. It actually has a circle on the bottom. So yeah, that appears to be where all of the power has to come in. Our saw, on the other hand, we can turn it many different ways and it can accept power every side except for the side with the blade on it. So I put a lever right here so I can turn all this stuff off. As you can kind of hear, there's like that sound, almost sounds like a chest opening or something every now and then. That's these gearboxes and the axles all making sound. If we have everything turned on, it gets really loud in here really quickly. Yeah, so I'll probably end up making another lever so I can put it onto this gearbox here just to kind of turn everything off so we don't have to hear the noise constantly. But yeah, that's kind of cool. So we can turn that on and off whenever we want to turn off the noises. But yeah, with that turned back on, we can put in hemp in here, which I had a full stack. I've ground down a lot of hemp into the hemp fibers here to make into these axles. So yeah, that's the way this works. It still goes kind of slow, but I don't have to sit there and crank it by hand, and the items eject into the world and kind of go wherever. So maybe later on getting an advanced item collector or something, whatever is equivalent in this pack, will be a good idea. And then again, as we saw, we can just place logs right there and they get sawed by our saw. Now that saw is high enough where I don't have to worry about running into it, which is also pretty good as well. Now I can't put any blocks like right here because that'll say this is now blocked. Too many solid blocks around it. I guess it can only have one solid block around it. Yep, and that solid block would be the block behind it. It needs spots for it to eject these items. It's kind of unfortunate, but that is the way this machine works. But yeah, first time really getting into better with mods. I know there's a lot more stuff in this mod, but yeah, this is just the very basics. We got a little bit of mechanical power going. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to get some RF power going, get into other machines, but I guess that'll be later on down the road in the progression. So anyway, yeah, it's still kind of weird that this thing kept breaking all the time when it was like 2 blocks higher. I don't know if that's because this windmill is too high up in the y-axis that is providing too much power and the wooden gearbox can't handle it, or what it was. But anyway, yeah, we got it solved now. We're able to do some stuff, which is awesome. But guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys learned maybe a little something about better with mods. I'm learning. Yeah, just really got to remember that the arrows point towards the input, and then you can take power off with those axles off any other side from the gearbox. And those axles, at least these basic ones, you can only put 3 blocks long. If you try and put a 4th one, they pop off. So that's just some other information. That's why we're only going out 3 blocks right behind my head there. But anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.